Oh, blah. Final chapter. The resolve for Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ho, 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 ho. This is the final chapter, y'all. Final chapter. The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, there's no cutscene. Okay. Okay. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting your support more than ever today, Mrs. Otto. Mrs. Otto? Ah! Okay. Oh no, what's the matter, Mrs. Naruhodo? You have fallen. Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but I'm so sorry. Of course, I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down. Would you mind helping me to my feet then? Oh dear, I'm really very sorry. So that's not the usual stuff at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective, not to mention. Ah, good morning, sir. Lord Van Zeeks. Thank you for our efforts yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? He's actually thanking us? What? Oh, no, nothing. Just, I hope we could clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. He just has a resting bitch face, okay, Ryunosuke? In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mrs. Naruhodo. Good point. The Reaper? I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of the pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this. You're not to blame for that, Ms. Lord Van Zeeks. It's only because Sierra's car in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was rumor at the time that the Reaper is really the ghost of my late brother. That having been slain by the evil killer, cleansed restless spirit, returned as a sort of demigod to wield the deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do, and so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. He was obviously extremely important to you, Lord Clint Van Zeeks. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life, and I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but I can see in your eyes that burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a liar of absolute integrity. Thank you. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh, Iris, when did you get here? Oh. I bought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head. I thank you. Oh, hee hee. That's sure the first and last time I ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris. Oh? Sort of subdued, I suppose? I'm not. What happened yesterday is obviously just playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report for Dr. Seiss' laboratory. Alright then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying? I thought you wanted to watch today's proceedings. Well, I like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? For what? Oh, yes. Would you take this? Oh, that's so cute! Is that one of the little felt dolls is usually dangling for a knapsack? Yes, it's a lucky charm, a little Hurley that I made once. A Hurley? It looks more like a Harley to me. Haha, get it, hair. It for some reason it coming around at options in trial today. Then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. What? Pull his ears? That's right, it's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it. Okay. Can I examine it? It's so cute. It's so cute. What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. It's sideways. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oops. Oops, oh well. Oh, sorry, I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen or tug his ears all my might right now? I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, we really must learn stoic patience. But I want to know. Me too, I want to know. But we can't pull his ears right now. I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal. Oh boy. Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? I'm kind of scared now. What of Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night. He had to come home by the time we left this morning. Oh, I see. Was Professor Makotoba out all night too, do you think, Mrs. Sato? Yes, it would seem so. I telegraphed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all. They? Father and Judge Goku? I mean, Judge Goku too? That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday. Also for the deepest and the defendant court is about to be in such a pacemaker way so the court blah 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 blah. Good luck there, Runo. Good luck, Susie. Yes, thanks, Iris. And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing. Oh, I'm so glad. You must go inside now, Lord Van Siegs. Lord Van Siegs has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court, but not today. Not today! Today I battle one another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Sogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Haha, friend. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Months ago. Now I know exactly what Disney had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. Oh shit. I'm like actually looking forward to this because the final case, the final trial in an Ace Attorney game is always just really good writing. And it always like surprises me all the time, so I'm very excited for this. It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. There are cold stares pressing me like knives from all sides today. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, look! Strongheart? Lord Strongheart? Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramifications trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting at the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a close trial, and one over which I, Miles Strongheart, exercise total and irrevocable authority. Oh boy. There are no jurors, but the 6 jurors' flames just, as was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of our accolades, Lord Strongheart, your loyal dogs. On a personal note, I found this most distressing Lord Van Siegs. I find this very distressing that both of our voices sound very similar, but I will do my best. You're a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Barak Van Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder. Counsels for the prosecution defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to superiors of Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out Operation Secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Daily Visual, who will be given the inspector's identification, and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Visual, who had been suffering amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories a time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Blah blah, because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Bishop is currently recuperating at St. Signers. He's I can't read today, y'all. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This is based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been loaned. The prosecution still needs to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Sogi. I met once again with the courtroom yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible Inspector Gress was killed on 31st October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes some amended details, but the official opinion of the investigation was made clear yesterday that the time of death was 5 p.m. 1st of November. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration. What if it's a boat? What if they're like, boats have like meat lockers and very large ice containers to keep the food for long journeys? And I think a boat is very, very, very crucial to this. And that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, there's more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it will give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes, especially since that day, Inspector Gress was using Mr. Rich to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work, so the prosecution calls its first witness now. Can I look at the court record? Okay, never mind. Wait, is it updated? Is the autopsy report updated? Okay, it got updated. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Star reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard. A self-confirmed rank, but never mind. Gina? Again? What's the problem, Otto? What's with that, Gina? Again? Look, Uh, the boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me out of the back zones of the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina. Right. All out the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted, Mr. Sholmes. No. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victims carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face, Lestrade knew. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir. All Yard detectives are supposed to be following orders and investigate what they're told, but a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking to smuggle good dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't into it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. Smuggled goods? I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines, goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's all known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson is investigating one of those black markets, so maybe he was in a boat. I can't speak today. They're trading illegal shit by trading, right? So they probably use boats for that shit, right? So maybe he was on a boat. We're on a boat? That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings are taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club, and on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation to the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this. Members of the club have testified to it. I can't read today. The title of this video is called I Can't Read Today. That would be a very significant testimony then. Oh my, but Lord Van Zieks has made no mention of this at all. In short, Lord Van Zieks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then, Counsel for the Defense, begin your cross-examination. Alright, here we go.
Hold it!
Do you have any idea where the stealings were taking place? Yep. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I gotta do is read it out. And I could too. I got this reading game buttoned up now. Can I show you what I could do? Go on, what's the harm? The judge hasn't sent us a subjection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Insist! This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of information being leaked. As I explained, there's some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution has rightfully exercised caution, I imagine. No, my lord, the prosecution has no objection. Kazuma? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on the particular train at the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. Right then, I get to show off me reading skills. Go for it, Gina. Apparently, the smuggled goods deal is gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Grows. Grows? Like Grows? The Grows? What sort of club is that? I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kinda curious. They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Have you looked in the mirror recently? I tell you what, me and the chief expected Toby could go on undercover. Could you, though? I could pick a few good marks and see what else I could find while I was in there. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where those black market dealings were going to take place, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon. Says the even lower ranking detective. Let's present this.
Objection!
I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Oh my god, them aggressives was put in the refrigerator in the ship! Don't imagine for a second a foreign student like you would be admitted. Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Grows? Grows? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definite yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gress was secretly going to visit on 31st October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards that country's police force there in council. If it was a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have the evidence to prove it here. Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. This appears to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The S is gross. Gross?
Objection!
So there's a steamship named the Gross that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on 1st November. The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, the ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging. The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the Essex Groves on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. Gregson's case. This.
Take that!
If it's proven by this evidence here. Yes, this, oh, maybe it's not. Oops. Oh, I could have just presented the passport. Oops, not the case. You know what? I'm the dumb one here. What's this passport for travel issued to the victim? Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's this possibility he wasn't even in the country. Order, order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the escorts arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk. Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. Thus, the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe there's something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi? A quorum is the forum for the truth, my lord. which is why it's my duty to present all the facts without exception. Let me guess. To steer attention from the outset, wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the scene she docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? Oh my god, Fantasy, this is the Reaper, Asogi. How many times did I tell you this? Order. What on earth are you saying, Counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper. So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was, obviously, an assassination. Barak Vanzix never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? You know, when Asa Shin died, that's when the Reaper killing stopped, though. The Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Like, if you think about it, after Shin died, the Reaper killing stopped also. Like, there was no murders. Even after Barak Vanzix was the freaking prosecutor. A predictable response for someone who's advocating for the man. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Scrolls on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting assertion, do you, Counsel? Absolutely, it's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that same ship. Professor Makoto and Judge Goku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. I can't read today. What's so funny? You're right, of course he's laughing at my inability to read, Ryunosuke. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps he missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did aboard the S-Scrolls that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector Gina was thawed. Eh? What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier, that doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all the bludgeons got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina. There's no question Tobias Gregson is heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. He may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again. As representative of Scotland Yard, consider it your chance to defend your boss. I concur. The witness will give a few new formal testimony. Mrs. Starry will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Alright guys, I think that'll be it for part 31 and 32 of the Great Ace Attorney 2. Things are heating up for this case. Alright, bye. Thank you so much for watching.